Has this ever happened to you? You're racing along in Thunder Run Racing. You're so close to the finish line. You're pressing for first and... oh, you lose by just a fraction of a second. If that isn't the most annoying thing in Thunder Run Racing, I have no idea what is. But good news for you today is I have a solution to fix that. And this solution might just be the difference between a first and second. What's up, Vikings? This is Kaiser the Sneak, and today I'm going to show you something that I think is kind of interesting. So I've actually been working really hard on my game, Thunder Run Racing, and I was trying to see if I could possibly get the Forbidden Ice track to work in my game, and I'm having some troubles with it. But as I was importing some of the assets, I noticed something really kind of interesting about the speed hoops that are located on the track. So let me zoom in real quick on one. All right, that's a bad one. Let's try another one. Here we go. Here's a good one. So if we just kind of look at it, normal hoop, nothing too interesting about it. But you'll notice that there's this green orb thing here. And to give some kind of feedback on it, whenever a object interacts with another object, for instance, in this case, since it's a speed boost, a dragon running through it speeds up the dragon, or at least supposedly speeds up the dragon. In this case, what happens is Unity, which is the game engine that School Dragons uses, will have objects interact with each other via like triggers or stuff like that. There's other ways to do it, like vectors and stuff, but the easiest way is just a trigger, and that means when one object collides with another object, something happens, and so the code knows to make something happen. So in this case, when a dragon goes through a hoop, the dragon would collide with the inside of the hoop, and the dragon would immediately get given a higher speed. But as you can see, there is nothing within the hoop, and technically you shouldn't have to collide with the actual outer rim of the hoop for the dragon to get speed. And so you'd be kind of wondering, what exactly is the dragon colliding with? Maybe the dragon isn't colliding with anything, maybe it's using some other method. But it'd be a lot more tricky to use another method than just colliding with something. And so I noticed when I was investigating this that there's this green orb right here that's invisible. And I realized what it is. What I bet it is it's a trigger. And when a dragon hits it, obviously you'll get the speed. But it's invisible, and it's not like a solid object or anything. So I was wondering, but that doesn't make sense. Wouldn't you want to just go through the hoop? And then that would be the trigger. Why is there this whole extra ball? And if this was the case, if this truly was the trigger, then you could just go right on behind it. You wouldn't even have to go through the hoop, and you would get the speed boost, which is kind of interesting. So let's go to one of the checkpoints. I apologize about all this pink, but basically, if we look at the original model, it looks like this target here isn't a ball. It looks like it's just some sort of special mesh. I'm not exactly sure what it specifically is. I haven't been able to get that asset yet, but... oh, here we go. We can look at this side. Yeah, so it's just basically a bunch of different little pieces, right? It looks like here. Maybe it's a full piece? I'm not exactly sure. I think it's just one big, basically a cylinder, I think. Yeah, which is really kind of interesting, to be honest. It's interesting that's only on one side. I'm not sure why that is. I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so they didn't use a Saphir here, which is kind of interesting why they would put that on a speed boost, but they wouldn't put that on the checkpoint. I'm not really understanding why that was the way it is, to be honest, but I guess whatever, I guess. So actually, the checkpoints that I made and designed, I actually put in a spherical collider, as you can see. And that's just because it's easier that way. For some reason, Unity doesn't have a cylindrical collider, so it couldn't shrink it exactly to fit the dimensions of that. But it works good enough, and I think it's a little easier, especially if the dragon's going kind of fast, you're coming at a weird angle. You want to have a lot of space to collide, but yeah. So that's what I did, and so I can understand why they put a spherical on the hoop, but it's really kind of interesting regardless. Anyways, so yeah, so if this is the case, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly hop into School of Dragons and just try this technique and see if it's really true that you can go behind it. Alright, so we're in Thunder Run Racing, and I got my Hobgobbler Smartvark here. Let's go to single player. And I'm going to choose Forbidden Ice because it has some nice, clear speed hoops. Alright, so I think we should first see if you can go through a hoop more than one time. I'm curious if we can just keep on going through. Alright, we can go through once. What if we go through this way? We also get one. Alright, so we can go through more than once. Okay. And then for the big test, let's see if we can go behind it. We can! Look at that! We get it. Now let's try the other side. Alright, here we go. It doesn't. Sweet! So yes, you don't even need to go through the hoop, you just need to go through the back. That is so funny. So yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, like, the fact that you don't even need to go through the hoop and you can just like go around behind it. I mean, I don't really feel like there's a ton of ways you can use this, since most of the time you'll be coming from the front of it anyways, and it won't make much sense to go behind it, but it's possible that this can save you just enough time to get first place in some of those races. But yeah, it's definitely behind it, so that's something to keep in mind. It's not in front of it, which is really interesting because you can't just pass in front of it, you have to pass behind it. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. If I get 100 subscribers by the end of the year, I'll be doing a face reveal. So yeah, that'll be awesome.